This is called the generation gap.
My generation, baby.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Generation Gab. My name is John Lehr, and I'm a Gen X fun dad.
My name's Chase O'Donnell, and I'm a semi-recent grad, millennial.
Exactly.
And we are coming to you live, Facebook Live.
Yep, we always do. We always Facebook Live our show, which you might think is counterproductive, because why would you then subscribe to our iTunes channel if you get it for free? If you get the, why buy the cow if you get the milk for free, Chase?
Well, the podcast is also free. But why listen to it twice?
Right.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
This is the Facebook Live gets a very long version. The podcast is more to the point. If you don't have time for an hour episode, we get to the point.
Oh my God. If you listened to last week's episode, which I was just listening, I was behind because it's been a very full week, which I'll get into in a moment. But I was able to listen to it, and Chase, God, you do a good job. We made fun in that podcast of a sting. Like I was like, and you put a sting in there.
Of course.
You're so good.
Anytime you say put a sting in, I'll put a sting in.
All right, put a sting in.
Sting like a bee.
Bam. So that's fun for the podcast listeners. You actually heard a sting, whereas the Facebook Livers did not.
Now, as many of you know, we are doing a big push on we've gone through our first year. We're now into our second season.
Are we?
Yeah.
Officially.
Right? I guess so.
Well,
anyway, we're into the new year, and the new year is now we feel like we've got a handle on the show. Now we're pushing the show out. So those of you who are listening to this, please do us a favor and, subscribe and post and all of that stuff to help us. We need help. We've got a lot.
You guys, it was a new article that just came out from Forbes, I believe. It said, how much money do the top podcasts make?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan's podcast made $60 million.
What?
I think that's right.
How is that possible?
And then the next one was My Favorite Murder, and that makes $10 million.
Jesus Christ!
So we have
we got
a
ways to go.
But
we've started. As you know, we now have an official sponsor. Everybody, it's called the
AV Gear Guy.
Yeah,
go to avgearguy.com.
And then you put in Generation Gab at the top.
When you book it. And what you're booking is the opportunity to switch any of your analog, like your VHS to, digital.
Or your photos to digital. Anything that's analog, which I represent, it's the perfect product for us because I represent analog and Chase represents digital. So if you've got those photos, you got that stuff up there, go to AV Gear Guy.
And you'll get 5% off.
And put in Generation Gab.
And that will help.
Get 5% off, and then he kicks back money to us, which we invest in the show. We're going to get a tripod. That's our first thing. And we also need help on social media, as you all know.
I have a couple things really quickly that some of the Facebook viewers are saying.
Okay, good. Yeah.
One is, the first one is from Keith, Explain TikTok. And the second one is from Darlene, John, see how many cartoon characters you grew up with that Chase knows.
Chase knows. Okay, let's start with Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
I know it.
Okay, of course.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Yeah, that's
copyright infringement. What about
I didn't love the show, I just know it.
Okay, do you remember Aquaman?
I mean, I've heard of Aquaman. Yeah. It's a movie now, right?
Bullwinkle?
Oh, okay. So you're naming all these cartoons that obviously I've heard of.
Yes.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch any of them.
A Scooby-Doo I saw on Cartoon Network, but not by choice. It would just be on.
How about Captain Caveman?
No.
That's a good one for me because I was the Geico Caveman, but I didn't know that when I was 5 and watching those.
You didn't know?
No, Captain Caveman was a good one. I'm trying to remember Scrappy-Doo, who was Scooby-Doo's sidekick. They tried to upgrade Scooby-Doo and they added Scrappy 2, I think.
The guy.
No, that was Scrappy-Doo was like a little puppy who was Scooby's little puppy or something.
Oh, no. Yeah. I don't remember him.
That's when Scooby-Doo jumped the shark.
Did you grow up with the pirate guy?
The pirate guy?
Gilligan's Island. Wait.
Oh, Gilligan's Island was a live action show.
What's the guy that is a cartoon?
And he's a pirate?
Yeah. Har, 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 har.
I don't know. Anybody out there on
You
Facebook
know.
Live get that?
He's the cartoon. Oh, unless Gilligan's Island, they just made.
A Gilligan's Island?
Maybe they just made him a
I
cartoon.
don't know. But here's the thing. Like we've talked about this a little bit, but cartoons for Gen Xers was an event. You got up at like 5 a.m. and you watched cartoons until 2 p.m., basically. So we'd put in, my brother and I would put in a good 9 hours of cartoons every Saturday morning. And they were all connected to products. So all of the commercials were, Captain Caveman and his, caveman, car. So, that's how we went. Now, you guys, when you grew up, there wasn't Saturday morning cartoons, was there?
Yes, there were, and we've talked about this.
We
John.
have. Okay.
It was, but I don't think this new generation has that because it's you just watch Netflix. You can watch anything any day. But for millennials, it was exciting to wake up on Saturdays and watch the cartoons.
Okay, so for Zers, though, I can tell you as a parent of Zers, there is no more Saturday morning cartoons.
But
That's
we
over.
had Pepper Ann, Doug, Recess.
What?
Fillmore.
I don't know any of these. It's like you're speaking another language.
Well, you know what's so funny? Let me tell you something, John. I did a stand-up show this weekend, or not this weekend, yesterday. And there was, before you started your set, you had to dance for a minute.
What?
It was fun.
Okay, and
We
you're
had
a
fun.
dancer. And by the way, I'm going to interrupt this story to inform you that our Patreon page is up. And you go to Patreon and you search Generation Gab, G-A-B, and it's up and it's official. And now it's waiting for you to post some of your dance videos, Chase.
I think, is that if people donate money?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got to send them to me and I can do it.
Okay, fine. So this show, you dance for a minute and then you do your set. And this guy comes up and they're like, it's his first stand-up show. And we're thinking like, okay, oh, brother. And he dances. He kills it. He does stand-up. It's hysterical. And I'm like, who is this guy? And after the show, my sister looked him up. He's a Disney Channel star.
Holy crap.
He has 500,000 followers. And he's like this big dancer on Disney. And I was shook. That means I don't know the generation of Disney right now.
Right.
I know Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
I know
That's
Wizards
where
of Waverly
that's where you
Place.
stopped.
I
There's a
didn't
whole
know.
world happening now.
Which was shocking to me because Disney Channel was my life. And there was a Disney Channel star in my presence. I didn't even know.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to my world.
So
That's
you-
just the
yeah.
beginning. You have no idea. Wait till people start calling you ma'am.
Oh, but that's like you don't know the cartoons I grew up with. I don't know the cartoons and shows these kids are growing up with.
Yeah.
It changes so fast.
And so the answer to all of that is, what's the point? It always goes back to nihilism. Why even do anything? It's all gonna fade away, and nobody can relate to it. And then the next group just does it over again.
I know.
It's a perpetual machine, and nobody gets anywhere.
Well, do you want to talk about Kobe for a second, or is that too sad?
Yeah.
Because I feel like his legacy is going to live on.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant passed away. So sad, and as a father of a daughter,
I loved that you posted #GirlDad.
Can you believe that I did that?
I thought it was so sweet.
I post, there was all this #GirlDad stuff going out there, so I'm a girl dad. Mm-hmm. So I posted a video that I've had forever of my daughter riding a bicycle for the first time. And she was so embarrassed. I posted it on Instagram with the hashtag, and it was within seconds. Jules wrote, "Oh God," my daughter wrote.
Oh, and it
"Oh,
was
God."
the sweetest thing. And I don't know how the rest of the country is taking it, but definitely LA took it very hard.
Yeah.
That was very devastating.
This town is shaken by that. And it's interesting because Kobe is sort of more of the millennial, because for me, it was Michael Jordan. I think for Gen X, Michael Jordan was the pinnacle.
For millennials, we looked up to him. And I'm not even a basketball person.
Yeah.
I didn't know, he died and I was crushed. Yeah. I had no idea how big or how much a part of my life he was.
Right.
Just from, I guess, growing up in LA, and he was a Laker. And
and his face was everywhere.
But
and then the Gen Z, I guess, is who's the Gen Z basketball player?
LeBron.
It's LeBron. Yeah.
But to tie it back, I brought that up because, I mean, he did all these incredible things, and like now he's gone.
Yeah.
And I hope that his legacy, I think his legacy will last. Sure. But I think it's just I don't know what I'm saying, except that you could go at any point, and it's very scary and sad.
Yeah. Well,
sorry to bring things down.
It's interesting because after Kobe passed, there have been these murals. Have you seen the mural? There's murals going up all over L.A. L.A.'s a big mural town anyway because there's lots of graffiti artists, there's lots of people, and the weather's conducive. So when you paint a mural, it stays there for a long time. It's not like Chicago after one winter and it cracks and peels. So
London did this.
Oh my God! You did that?
London. My sister, she's a street artist,
and she knitted.
She knitted a Kobe sign, and then she put it up also in downtown LA.
Oh my God! Well, so speaking of sports, and just to go on to a cheerier,
yes, please. I just
subject.
Wanted to talk about that with you.
It.
We haven't seen each other since then.
You looked at me very serious there. You were like, John, no funny stuff. This is serious. I like that. Well, I had a big sports experience this last week. It was the Super Bowl.
Of course.
And my team, the Kansas City Chiefs, were in it and won it.
Now, they're from Missouri and not Kansas.
I know, but I'm from Kansas City. I'm Kansas City crosses over
you're
state
from
line.
Kansas City?
I'm from a suburb of Kansas City, Kansas, called Overland Park. But Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri are essentially the same city.
Really?
Yeah. They're just, I could get into the details, but it's boring to everybody.
Okay.
But essentially.
Okay, so you're a big Kansas City fan. I think they deserved it.
Oh, my God, it was incredible. I mean, it was incredible. As you know, I was sick last week, so I had to, get myself well enough to drive to Phoenix.
What?
Yes, where I met my childhood friend, who's still my best friend, and he drove in from Albuquerque. So we met at an Airbnb in Phoenix, and we watched the game together.
For real?
Yeah, we were all decked out in some weird Airbnb place in Phoenix watching the Chiefs.
Wow.
But here's the thing, and this is something that I think is appropriate to our show, which is why I bring it up. As a 54-year-old man, they have not won in 50 years. Okay? So my whole adult life has been associated, and I've taken great pride in being a fan of a team that always breaks your heart, that never wins, okay? And I take great pride in that, and I've taught my kids, this is what being a fan is. You're a fan no matter what. You watch the game to the end no matter what. If you're at Arrowhead Stadium and they're losing by 65 points, you don't get up and leave just because it's 20 below zero. You stay.
Okay, so loyalty.
Loyalty. You're a fan. That's what a fan means, damn it.
So now you're disappointed that they actually won and you're a fan of a team that...
Yes, I don't know what to do. Now suddenly I'm this guy who's I know what to do when the Chiefs lose. I get depressed. I talk about it with my friends, and then I suddenly go, well, there's always next year, and then I'm back in. Now they've won. Not only have they won, Chase, but we have the best quarterback of all time.
the 24-year-old kid.
Yes. So the point is now, what do I do? What do I do? Do I gloat?
Yeah.
Do I be one of those Patriot fans
Enjoy
who I
it.
hated, who rubs it in and
Rub it in.
Really?
Well, it's been 50 years. If they had won a lot, you could feel bad. But this is the first victory in pretty much your lifetime. So
ever. Seriously, it's always ended oh my God.
So I am shocked that the fans have stuck with this team loss after loss after loss.
Yes, because it's not about winning. It's about being a fan. It's about being a support. But now it is about winning. We're winning.
Yeah.
Now I'm expecting them to win next year. I don't know what to do. It's really shaken me, and it's shaken me on a spiritual level.
Has it?
Yes. Yes, it has, Chase.
Really?
It's made me question that old story of being a guy who follows a losing team is part of my story, and now that's over. And this is what happens when you become a middle-aged person. Many of the things that you thought you were become less important, you know? And now I'm on to phase 2 of my life, and part of phase 2 of my life is I'm a fan of a team that wins, the Chiefs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had a breakthrough in feeling that.
This is what I think people who don't follow sports don't understand, is that sports is, and the way I explain it to people is it's the longest, the NFL is the longest ongoing reality show ever.
Oh.
And once you view it through that lens, then it's interesting.
Wow. Yeah. They say football, like The Bachelor is football for girls.
Right.
And that's a reality show.
Well, a lot of guys watch The Bachelor.
Not a lot.
Really?
Not a
okay.
lot.
I don't, but I don't watch any TV.
I think a lot of guys will watch it with their girlfriends.
Right, or wives.
Yeah. But before we change the subject of Super Bowl, I want to hear your thoughts on Shakira and J-Lo.
Listen.
They are Gen X.
They are Gen X.
J-Lo is 50.
Shakira, though, isn't she? Wouldn't she
she's
be
in
a
her
millennial?
40s. She's in her 40s.
So she's
she's
probably,
Gen X.
She's still Gen X. Well, they looked amazing, the two of them.
Amazing.
And at one point, Shakira did a thing with her butt where she made it go to all 4 quadrants. That I was like, how the hell do you do? I mean, what? How do you make your butt do that?
Not that it's a competition, but I want to know who you thought did better.
Shakira.
Really? 100% J-Lo.
Shakira.
No,
Yes.
J-Lo came out and she owned the stage, and it was like, whoa, I thought Shakira was good. And then J-Lo was like...
Really? I thought Shakira lit it on fire. But they're not really... Look, my favorite... Who's your favorite Super Bowl halftime of all time? This is interesting because you know...
I don't... They...
What comes to mind? Was this one it?
Bruno Mars was pretty good.
Bruno Mars. Okay.
Beyonce.
Beyonce. Okay, Beyonce. I'll give you some Beyonce. Bruno was not bad, but here's the thing. I want you to go and YouTube Prince singing "Purple Rain."
Oh yeah, and then it started raining.
In the rain.
Well, I wasn't around for that one, but I hear it's great.
God, that one. There's no way to top that one. And Michael Jackson standing there doing nothing. No, that doesn't top Prince. Prince killed it. I saw the Rolling Stones in person at the Super Bowl. Yeah, I went to one Super Bowl.
I hear the Super Bowl tickets are over $1,000.
Oh my God, they're over $4,000. But I got it for free because I was in a Super Bowl commercial as the Geico Caveman.
Oh my God, you're kidding me.
And my best friend, the one who I just watched the Super Bowl with, came with me, and it was like a life-changing event for both of us.
I have a few things to say.
Okay.
One, Brandon says, this just in, John clearly watches The Bachelor, which I think is a very good point.
I don't, but I should.
Second, lots of overwhelmingly Shakira fans in here.
Oh, really? See, they agree.
They liked Shakira.
Yeah, I mean, J-Lo was great. The show was great. I support the show. It wasn't, what was the one last year?
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5.
No.
That was the worst Super Bowl halftime show.
And Justin Timberlake was before that. That was really bad.
Yeah, and when I say they're bad, and I mean historically, because Super Bowl I had a marching band. Super Bowl IV, which the last time the Chiefs won, a hot air balloon crashed into the stands, and that was still better.
Oh my
People
gosh.
getting hurt by a hot air balloon is still a better halftime show.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. And that was worse than Maroon 5.
Destroyed the Super Bowl halftime show for all time.
It was so embarrassing.
It cannot
for
get
him.
worse.
I also want to gloat for a second. If you've listened to past episodes, you know I was in a girl group, and one of the girls that was in Girl Radical was dancing right next to Shakira.
What? Mm-hmm. Holy
I was
crap.
so proud.
Well, we need to talk because
okay.
I am so into the fact that Chase was in a girl group. I have
She
many
was
ideas.
right there, and then the Super Bowl ended, and the first commercial that comes on, a guy I do stand up with is on the commercial, and I was just like,
which one?
It was a Verizon one. I was like, oh my gosh, how come I know everybody that's part of the Super Bowl?
Because your career is taking off, Chase.
Can you believe it?
All right.
I didn't know the football. I was about to say baseball players, but okay. So we're all caught up. Someone else did say, what are the snacks that you grew up with, but I think we've talked about that before on an episode, like Twinkies and
oh god,
we've
the
really
Hostess.
covered that
Twinkies
before.
were zingers.
Yeah, we've
Zingers
talked
were
about
the thing
that.
where you'd peel off that thick icing thing on top. It looked like when you peeled it off at school, it looked like a black tongue, like a dead cow's tongue. And then you'd eat that, and then you'd have to eat the cake. But it always had something inside too, I think.
Yeah.
Or was that just the Twinkie? I can't remember. I wanted to talk, Chase. I feel like we haven't talked about your dating life in a long time. And now the reason look, I don't want to embarrass you, but I do want to entertain our audience, and it is one of our most
we haven't
listened
talked
to
about
segments.
it in a while. And I got to tell you, I started writing about it.
Good.
Because I'm so gosh darn frustrated, John.
Why? What's going on? What's the latest? See, this, I feel like, and for those of you who are like, what does this have to do with Gen X versus Millennial? Everything. Because Chase I am her ghost of dating future who can advise her or at least be shocked by how it's going.
And this is John's favorite segment and my least favorite since we haven't talked about this in a long time.
Right.
Well, okay, this is what I've started becoming extremely frustrated about.
Okay.
And I started writing it about a premise with stand-up because I am so frustrated.
Oh, good.
And the premise is that I don't think single guys right now know the difference between a girl flirting with them and a girl with just basic social skills.
Yes, this is a big problem, and I've noticed this too. And if a woman is friendly, 90% of the male population takes that as flirting.
Thank you, John. I was at a bar after the stand-up show. Or it was before the stand-up show. I went to get a drink because I was nervous for the dance portion, believe it or not.
Really? But you're a dancer.
Well, you had to improvise the dance, and then you actually had to improvise your stand-up set. So it was a hard show.
Well, you're a great improviser. I bet it was great.
It went well, but I got a drink before to calm the nerves.
Okay.
And I'm at the bar, and I walk in just a little flustered. I had 10 minutes to get a drink down and then get back to the show.
Oh, my God. So some guy hit on you you were getting a drink.
I walk in and I'm kind of like, hi, I heard there's a discount if you are at Second City and this is what I'm getting. And I like start chugging this drink.
Alcoholic drink?
Yes.
You shouldn't be drinking before you go on stage, Chase.
John, it was a scary show.
All right. Maybe you need a drink.
I was so nervous.
I used to do improv on acid. That is crazy.
But I don't usually drink before shows, especially on the road. Christina, she won't have it, and I wouldn't do that. But for these type of shows, I was like, oh, I need a drink to calm the nerves.
All right, and what happened?
So I'm there, and I'm like really chugging it quick because I had to get back to the show.
So awesome.
And this guy started talking to me.
What did he look like?
I actually know his age.
Okay, how old?
Because we talked. He's 37.
Oh, right there.
Recently
That's too old.
divorced.
Oh.
He was going through it, but
That's not your job to help him through his divorce. He fucked it up.
Let me just say, I'm not the type of person if someone's going to talk to me and say, oh, so you do comedy and this and that, I'm not just going to not respond, but they take me responding as, oh, she's interested.
I know. You gotta be a real dick.
Her next drink's on me. And then let me get your Instagram. And it becomes anytime I talk to a guy, they think I'm flirting. But
All
I'm
right.
just
I'd like
responding.
I want to speak to the men out there, the single guys out there who think if a woman smiles at you or says something nice, it means they want to have sex with you. They don't. They do not. All right? And if you listen, here's the problem is our gene pool has gotten too diverse. We don't have any saber-toothed tigers out there killing off the idiots. All right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know what kind of social skills you would need to avoid a saber-toothed tiger, but apparently there are some because these idiots, I mean, I watch it. I watch it because as a 54-year-old man, I'm invisible. The rest of the world doesn't see me. So I can like walk in front of people. I can walk between them. They still won't. Maybe they'll say, "Excuse me, sir," and that's it. So I can watch the flirting going on, and guys just overall add some fear into your game.
Yeah.
Dial down the confidence, dial up the fear. And let her run the show. Let her run the show.
I don't know what guys are used to for them to think that just because a girl is talking to them, they're interested. Are they used to girls being like, "Get out of my face and how dare you talk to me?"
Who is that person?
I think girls might just not actually be rude.
I don't think that's. I think women have had to be rude.
We've had to be rude.
But I also think it's I point back to the book, The Game. Do you know The Game?
Yes, I have a book from that guy sitting on my bedside table, but
wipe
it's not
your ass
The Game.
with it and flush it down because he has changed our culture. Men now think that there is some sort of mathematical formula that if you follow and if you do everything right, you can get any woman. The exact opposite is the case. You cannot convince a woman to like you, no matter what. You cannot.
Well, you know, the author of The Game went after he wrote this.
Yeah.
He went into rehab for sex addiction.
He should be. I'm sorry. I'm putting him down.
And that's the book
I'm
that
putting him down
I
like
have.
a dog.
Is the book of him going to
Sex addiction.
I don't
now
know
he's
why
like,
I
I'm
have
so
this
sorry.
book.
He's still trying to hit on women. Now he's using his sex addiction as like, I'm so sorry I did all of this. Will you sleep with me? I mean, women, bottom line, and men just don't seem to understand, women don't really want to be with you. Ever.
No.
They're not into you.
And then the part of the stand-up that I'm working on is like, because it's true, because guys like, well, how do you know when a girl is interested? And I was saying like,
she'll tell you. It'll be so obvious. If it's not 100% obvious that she wants to go on a date with you, that means no.
And like,
When in doubt, no.
when in doubt, no, you will know because girls will make it clear.
Totally.
It's not just going to be like, yeah, oh, you're not, thank you. Thanks for the drink. Okay, cool.
It's this attitude, and I never had this attitude. My way of dating was get really drunk at a bar, and I think I've told you this.
And then you date them for 3 years.
You wait till the bar shuts down, and you and whatever woman that's left, if she's interested in making out, then you guys go home, you have sex, and then you date for 3 years. That was my plan. It wasn't the best plan, but it was better than this. These guys, there's this attitude that they can convince a woman to be into them.
You know, for me,
Or
because
manipulate them.
if I'm acting extremely awkward, then I'm into you. If I'm acting chill and we're just having a conversation, move on.
Yeah, move on.
Move on.
If they're being nice, they're not into you.
If I'm being extremely weird and
nervous,
dancing, then
you're probably into
then
them.
I'm interested.
Well, that's really confusing. That's why these guys get so confused.
Why is that
But I just
confusing?
think a 37-year-old dude who's just going through a divorce hitting on a young woman like you is not cool.
I don't know. Was he hitting on me?
Yes.
He bought me
A drink.
after the show. After the show, I came back. It's been 2 hours. He's still there.
Yeah.
That's a long time to be at a bar by yourself.
Yeah, it is.
And he goes, "Oh, I said you're still here," and he said, which is kind of rude of me to say. I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Yeah, I am. Hey, bartender, get her a drink on me," and then he got me another drink. I had 3 drinks.
With him.
No, 2.
Okay, 2 with him.
Well, I mean, I was with a group of people. I felt bad.
Maybe you shouldn't take his drink.
I told him to.
Maybe you say, I'll get, and that's okay. I got my own. Just to let him know.
Yeah,
Hey.
because I felt bad, and then I had him join our group.
Yeah,
because he's there alone.
That's how they use it. They use the manipulation of buying the drink.
But
to get in.
John, I told him, I said, you don't know how much that means to me. I don't have the money for a drink. So
Yeah, but you
thank
can't take it. You can't take the drink, Chase.
Okay, so all I have to do is stop taking drinks. I say, actually, I can afford it.
I want to get my own. Thanks, but I'll get
Oh,
my own.
no, I'll get my own.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah. for sure.
Thank you. That's so kind of you.
Don't
I'm
take
gonna
a drink because that's all they need.
That's
now they're
when
like, oh
they
my God,
feel-
she's going home with me.
And then the girl feels guilty, like,
And
oh, I
right.
have to talk to him now.
It's the transactional nature.
But I thought it was so nice he paid for my
You
drink.
can't take the free drink if you're not going to be into him. That's the symbol.
Is that the code?
I think that's the exchange that's
if a
happening
girl
with
says
some
yes
guys.
to a drink, she's interested.
Yes.
Or has not very much money, and he
No, that's
is
not
being
allowed.
polite.
No, then you go borrow from your friends. Or put it on your credit card,
I'm maxed out.
You're maxed.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways, that's the thing. That's just one example. It seems to happen. Guys have slid into my DMs, and
okay, explain what that means.
Oh.
How does that happen?
well, you can message anyone on Instagram,
Right, but
and if they
But don't they have to follow you to message you? No, it's not like Twitter. Twitter you have to follow, I think, in order to.
Anybody can message you on Instagram, and it goes to a separate inbox. But
Okay.
I don't have that many followers, so I still see it all. A lot of people with huge followings won't see it because they just have so many messages.
Right.
When you're at a place where I'm at, you
Right.
can see
You
everything.
see everybody.
And I never know what it's going to be, so I click, and I will, because I think I have manners. I think because I don't want to be, I don't want to ghost someone without them.
Yeah.
I'll respond, and then they're like, oh, okay, let me ask her to dinner.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, great.
Okay. Well, we've learned a lot. There's no free drinks anymore.
Okay.
Unless you're interested in them.
I get it.
So that's good. But
Okay.
guys out there, don't assume you can get them to convince them. If you get one negative signal, walk away. Walk away.
Or not. I don't give negative signals.
Well, I mean, just anything. If they don't immediately shove their tongue down your throat, that means they're not interested.
yeah, a girl will if she is interested,
Yeah.
she will maybe put her hand on your shoulder.
Yes.
Or she will do something to give you a little signal that it's okay.
This is a slippery slope because I know some of these guys who just think anything, eye contact me. If you read the game, now you.
Oh, the game.
The game.
Honestly, I read the first couple chapters of his new book, and I haven't been able to read it. But
Yeah.
that's good to know that you don't like him.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that making it into a game. It's people are real. They're human beings. It's not a game.
In college, my sister read a book called The Rules. And it was like, if a guy asks you out to go out on a Friday, if he asks you any later than Wednesday, you have to say no.
Why?
If a guy doesn't, because
That means he's not really into you.
if he doesn't,
That's stupid.
if you don't give him his number, if he really likes you, he will look it up in the phone book and he will call you. It really messed me up for a while.
That's the other part of the game, and that's the other side of the game.
I used the rules.
Rules.
And that was too much.
Let's just overall assume that nobody's gonna hook up. Okay? Let's just assume that from the get-go ever.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever gonna hook up with anybody ever and go from there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's lower the bar way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Then I think we can open up some channels here for people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that note, Chase, it's so good to see you. What are your plans this weekend?
This weekend, I am actually going to be a guest on 2 podcasts.
Oh my God, what are they?
I don't know the
Okay.
names. I will
Okay.
put that in the description.
Okay, she'll put it in the description.
They're comedy friends of mine that have asked me to do theirs, so
Good.
I will be plugging
Plug us.
this
Yep.
podcast.
Of course.
And then I'm producing a show at Bergamot Station.
Oh, a stand-up comedy show. An
Yes.
evening of stand-up comedy.
An evening of stand-up comedy. And then Sunday, babysitting.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
How old?
2
Oh boy.
and 4.
Oh God. That you really have to earn your money on that one.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's 2 and 4. Oh God. You
Oh,
need
brother.
teenagers. They just stay in their room.
Yeah.
I'm going to this weekend. I don't have a ton going on, but next weekend, February 22nd, I'm going to be performing in Tampa Bay.
Wait,
Yeah.
is that in Florida?
Yeah.
I'm performing in Tampa the 14th and 15th.
Oh, we'll cross in the air.
Oh my gosh, we just
cross
missed
in the
each
air.
other in Tampa.
Damn it! One of these.
What
days
are you
we'll be
doing
the
in
same
Tampa?
time. I'm doing some charity event.
Are
don't know about
you
it.
doing stand up
Yeah,
or improv?
yeah, I'm doing my Addiction 101 solo show.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
John! What are the odds we're both performing in Tampa in February?
All right, Tampa, here we come.
Tampa, if you're from Tampa, look out for us.
Yeah, look out for us. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining. Chase, it's always a pleasure.
Such a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you next week.
Remember AV
Gear Guy.
gearguy.com. Thanks so much, everybody. Bye.
My generation, baby.